Hey, what's going on? Sipit here, and in this video I'm gonna do a hopefully quick recap of my match with Hikaru Nakamura. Got the privilege of playing 9 bullet games against him. Usually I don't play much bullet, and he has challenged me before, but I've been laying in bed, and that's not the best circumstances to play against the best bullet player in the world. So, but last night I was sitting on my desk, ready to move my mouse. And even though I haven't played bullet for a long time, I kind of had no choice but to accept the challenge. So let's see how I did. First game I was black, and before I knew it, these moves were on the board. And of course he's just playing the King's Indian with colors reversed. Fianchetto the bishop, castle, knight f3, knight b2, same as knight f6, knight b7. And these moves you can play with, using barely a second on your clock, if that. So game continued. I'm playing the London system basically with colors reversed, and usually I'm quite happy with this position. It's King's Indian attack, but with this nice bishop here outside of the chain instead of usually being around here. So I think, in my opinion, black is maybe even better here, and the computers agree. At some point, maybe I should have taken on d3 and put some pressure on his pawn with knight b4 or knight c5, something like this. This is a maneuver I like to play, bishop f8, just to put more indirect protection on this h6 pawn, try and prevent any sacrifices there. He plays d4. Now I can sort of more or less break through on the queen side. I don't think taking is any good. I play a3, b3. And okay, around here I was like, okay, I'm doing pretty good. I like my position. I'm definitely not worse, and I have ideas of maneuvering the knight into c3. But of course, against Hikaru Nakamura, if you think you're slightly better, or around there, then most likely you don't have much time. And indeed, he had a big time match here. Queen c2. This queen is protected, so there's no tactics here. Play knight b8, protect my queen, so I can move my knight. King f1, maybe queen b5. I haven't really looked at it, but shouldn't make a difference. I exchange the queens. And here I'm just trying to make quick moves. Here he played quickly. I thought he could have taken on b4, which probably could have, but went king d3. Took an a3. And things look okay. I mean, the pawns are equal. And I should probably do something on the king side, but with a little time I tried to do something here, knight c1, and I don't really have any good square for my knight, so I'm losing a pawn here, and the rest was easy. He has a passed pawn, which, well, doesn't go like this. It will go this way. My bishop doesn't really have any targets, and I'm losing on time. He won here rather easily. So yeah, before this game I was 25.05, so I'm down to 25.03. Now the next one. Yeah, note that for each game he gets +1, so he is 3074 at this point. Game number 2, I'm white. I try to play my English opening fast, but he plays this sort of Cayman system where you play put the bishop on h3, on h5, etc. against my castle, with a castle. And it can be effective in bullet, especially if you're the best bullet player in the world and you play really fast. So I just played h4, try and prevent that. Went along with my plan here, the usual queenside expansion. He ends up castling, knight f5. And yeah, probably should go like e3, a6 here, but I went knight e4 for some reason. Bishop d5 check, and then I pre-moved bishop g2 just to try and gain some time. And okay, you saw the first game, you know, I had some chances on the board. I wasn't blown away. I think it was even better in the middle game, but he just plays practically. He doesn't blow you off the board in all the games. In most of the games he will. But, you know, it's just the speed, the consistency. And if he makes a mistake, he usually just recovers. Took on c6, knight d5, f4, h5, g5, and here I missed my chance. I can play knight to e7 with a double attack. Maybe it's even better to play bishop e4 first. Bishop e4 check, like this, sorry. King h8 and now knight e7. Double attack, he has to sacrifice the queen. And white is better. Okay, the game is not over, but should be close to winning from white. Instead, I blundered. I thought it was clever with this check here, and now I take on e3. Maybe I should take with the bishop. Could be okay, but I took with the pawn. And now there's no real defense to this pawn, because if I stay on the diagonal trying to defend the pawn, and there's bishop e8, he takes d6, and my position is crumbling. There's rook f2, there's discovery here. What to do? Let's make this green, because it's good for him, but my king is quite bad, so I resigned here, which I think was not premature. So -2 for me, +1 for him. On to the next one. And here I completely blundered. I was expecting the King's Indian with colors reversed again, so I wasn't really ready. He took on d5, which shouldn't be anything. And here, just play bishop e7 and pull a game to be safe, but I play bishop d6. And now, yeah, where to put this bishop? Should have played bishop g4 when I could. Probably around here, yeah. Maybe bishop g4 is best. Because now I get into trouble with this bishop, where to put it. And, okay, f4, and now I have to retreat right again. And here I just played too quickly and I fell into a trick that, well, of course I know, because I won many games on the white side in the London system. Knight bd7, and the trick is quite easy. And I kind of, you know, as soon as I released the piece, I saw that I blundered, and he's never going to miss it if I see it. So knight takes f7, I'm just losing. And I don't know why. Okay, I take on f7 and I'm down a piece, but for some reason I went queen e7, and I resigned before seeing his move. Which maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe he would have pre-moved bishop takes d6 and not taken f7. But still, it's lost. So yeah, but you have to understand, it's they call it the Naga factor, I guess. He plays so fast that sometimes it's hard to focus, and you're trying to keep up on the clock, and your moves will kind of suffer. So okay, on to what, game 4? I'm white now. So now I went with the London system. Bishop h2 isn't really necessary, but I was just trying to play fast and trying to make some pre-moves as well to keep up on the clock. So bishop h2 is quite safe, so we get this position, knight b6, knight a4, attacking the pawn on b2, I protect it, knight e4, exchange this, I'm happy. Probably should go e4 here, but I kick his knight away, I'm gonna go a4, open the a file. And this game was probably my biggest chance. Start out by getting a bad position, but around here I start to recover. Okay, I have the a file. I mean, he has better pawns because he has central pawns, and my pawns are doubled here, but he starts to recover here. Bishop f4, bishop c4, good move. Now I have the bishop pair, queen e8, queen c7. Another computer is starting to really like white here. b5, another good move. Pawn was attacked, I'll move it forward. And now all of a sudden all my pieces are quite well placed. I can maybe play bishop h6 at some point, maybe last move even. Probably could have done that last move, just give up the b4 pawn, take the exchange. I have a good position. So he plays king g7, rook e1, attacking the pawn. f6, doesn't really have a choice. Bishop goes back to d2, but here I missed my chance. I can take on b8. Take the rook. And if he takes back, take on e7. The king can't move because mate 1. So he has to take on e7. Now everything is falling apart. Already up a pawn, and bishop g7 is a big threat, so he has to give up more material, and this would have been winning and would have been very nice. Instead, I retreat bishop d2. Unfortunately. But okay. Game goes on, I'm still better, 95. But of course, here I was well behind on the clock, and for some reason I pre-moved queen takes b7. But I can just take a rook here. Queen takes b8. Okay, it takes on e6, but should be quite good for me. I'm off the exchange with dangerous pass pawn. Instead, I'm trying to catch up on the clock, but soon panic sets in here, and actually he starts to become better. And we had some quick panicky moves, but I didn't have any time in here. I blundered the whole rook. I managed to win it back, trying to take advantage of his pre-moves, but it didn't matter. I was way down on the clock and on position and lost. So next one, game 5, I believe. Hikaru is white, d3, d5. Again we get the reversed London system. And d5, and quite like this for black. But what happened in this game, he went for this standard attacking formation, knight 1 h2 g4 and this. And I went with the standard queenside expansion, but now I took an h6. And well, this shouldn't work. This shouldn't work. And he knows it, I knows it, but in a bully game, I have to come up with defense, and he knows it's going to be really tough. And he's going to find the best, or close to the best, aggressive moves. So it's going to be really tough to defend here. I think I was supposed to take an h6, but I went queen e7. And now he starts to open up for his rook. Getting great compensation, and yeah. Pressure on e6. And here was my last chance. I could maybe play e5, and position is around equal according to the computer, but at the knight d8 things start to fall apart. Yeah, let's go. No, let's not go back. There was a funny computer variation earlier, but it's completely irrelevant because nobody would have seen it ever. And here I'm starting to crumble. I was trying to get out of the line of fire, but let's put right back into it, and let's just play this one out. Bishop takes h8. Somehow I'm quote unquote only down 3 pawns, but after this I'm getting mated, and instead of resigning, I allowed him this nice mate with a pawn here. H takes g7. Now on to my next white game, which was way too short. He played this system again with queen c8. And notice again, he's always playing a King's Indian type setup because he can play really quickly. This time around, allowed bishop h3, and of course h5, this caveman attack. Now bishop goes back. And after this, and takes, e6. Here I panicked. Well, not really panicked. I knew I was not getting mated, but I wanted my knight around my king. And I thought knight f4 was, attacking something like this. But of course, after g5, I just don't have any square for my knight. After knight h3, there's g4. And going to g6, as well, I could have resigned, but rook h6, nothing to be done. Okay. Now Hikaru is white. Yet again we have, well, now we have the French actually, the King's Indian attack, proper King's Indian attack. And we play this line here, and which I think is quite okay for black. Bishop f1, queen d7. Of course, he's going to notice that h3 is hanging. Plays king g2. And for most of this game, I felt like I was doing okay, protecting the knight on d7. Everything is okay. My king is entering. Maybe I should play king e6 or something. But after this, and bishop c3. Well, I think I was only slightly behind on the clock, but I saw a free pawn on b4. But it's kind of a classic spastic Naka factor, where I just hung my knight on d7. And after he takes on b4, it's already too late, can't do anything, and game over. And now the second to last game, and white, yet again he plays the King's Indian, similar to I think the fourth game, plays the same system, knight e4, bishop goes back, and now d5, and here I'm just trying to make quick moves, move my bishop back and forth, knight f3, bishop f1, and I think I was keeping up reasonably on the clock here, but here I just blunder b4, so free pawn, but it's anything but free. And after b takes c3, I simply don't have any good moves. I will lose a pawn in the exchange, back to material. And yeah, some further moves, resignation. Finally, I think this was the last game. We have yet another London system reversed. But now he's actually playing ready opening. Bishop d4. I'm still quite solid, it seems. e5. I retreat my bishop. Queen b8. e5. Coming here. And I was reasonably happy here. He took on e5. I took on b3. Takes. I took with the rook. Okay, probably fair enough. Knight c4. a4. Thought I was doing reasonably here. Okay, my bishop is quite bad, so I'm not sure. Yeah, there's no like tactic on e4 because he has knight d6. He went e5, knight d5, but unfortunately I walk into a tactic here. He takes on d4. If I take back, which I did, now he's undermined d5. I went knight c3. Took an a8, took on d1. Here we can maybe play. Well, bishop c6, I go knight c3. I'm still alive. He took on d1. I took on a8. He went to rook a1, but this allowed bishop takes d3. Knight b6, rook e8. And here, okay, one of the better tries. Everything's equal. This should be a dead draw, but of course I was well down on the clock, so I started to try and make some quick moves, actually winning a pawn. And here I unnecessarily panic because I felt I was getting mated, but of course it's not mate. Like if I play like bishop b5 and move like this, it's gonna check me. It's just a perpetual, which of course I would take with open arms. So hard for him to improve here, and I shouldn't lose this on the board, but of course I'm losing on time instead. Some panicky moves here, f6, check, king f7. Again, I probably could have gone to 8-7. I just have to watch out for, let's go back. Just have to watch out for this idea, like g4. Let's say I go here, 5. Okay, let's say I'm a bit spastic here. Okay, not a good word, I'm sorry, but okay. Well, now I can pick up c6. Okay, let's say it goes here first, something, rook somewhere. And f5 and attack the rook, but now there's double attack. So this is the only mating idea. I can't allow him to go d4 h5. But I went king f7. Yeah, but long story short, okay, now I'm blundering this pawn, so problems, but I still should be okay. Threatening mate here. Jack. It's the way out. Bishop f5. Yeah, come on. No, my rook is hanging. Okay, so there's no way out. Well, maybe rook e6. And I'm probably still alive. Probably bishop f5. So, okay, I shouldn't have lost the game on the board, so maybe one of my better efforts, but yeah, unfortunately. Not enough. So I think this was the last game. 24-87. Yeah, this was the last game. So instead I blundered the rook, I played bishop f5 check, etc. And yeah, losing. So 9 games, of course I lost them all, but he's played better players than me and beating them with a high score. Nothing to be ashamed of, you know. I got the chance to play him. Most people would love it, so you know. Nothing to be ashamed of, and yeah, I'm just happy. Nice experience, and yeah, of course, the best I've ever played in Bullet goes without saying. It kind of surprised me how I managed to stick around in many of the games. Some of them I even had the winning lines. But okay, I mean, it's Bullet. Of course, he's gonna make mistakes. He's human, but like I said, if he makes a mistake, he will usually recover. He will not make a series of mistakes. And yeah, the time is always so difficult because it's so fast. It's really good at predicting your moves. So rarely he makes any pre-move or a fast move that's exploitable. So yeah, that was my experience playing Bullet with the best, Hikaru Nakamura. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments are welcome. And I will see you later. Bye bye.